almost said welcome back, but yeah, I guess welcome back. um, what a day! What a day! Like I said yesterday, October has not been my month. I've been, sleepless. I've been sick. I've been, all the things. October is just not happening for me for some reason. And today was apparently no exception because even though I actually slept quite well last night, I woke up with a terrible headache, and it just kept getting more and more worse as the day progressed. So it wasn't until after 6 p.m. this afternoon that it's finally started to give way a little bit. So it's at least not pounding anymore. But so this day I wasn't able to do much at all. I did, however, drive my youngest kid to school today because he was very tired and hasn't been feeling quite well. He wasn't sick or anything, but he needed to sleep as long as he could. So I told him I could drive him to school, which is a lot faster than him taking the bus. And I took the opportunity to do a little bit of shopping, including shopping a little bit for, Christmas stockings and things like that. Picked him up after he only had one class, so I waited around in the nearby town there where he goes to school while I went shopping for those things, and then we went to the grocery store and got some bits and bobs for dinner and so on. Came home, tried to rest, couldn't really. I rested, but I couldn't sleep. But slowly the headache was starting to give way. And this afternoon, the Adobe Max events started up again. Well, they're pretty much ongoing all around the clock, I think. But due to me being in a different time zone, I can't take part in a lot of them that are like in the middle of the night and early in the morning, my time. But I've been watching a lot of those, and I had to look because, I believe I said earlier this week, a few days ago, that last year it was a whole week, but it wasn't. I looked up last year's schedule, and it was only 3 days, so it was only one more day than this year. But I think looking at the schedule I had made for myself last year, it was really packed. I attended so many different events, and I remember being very exhausted, very inspired. I learned a lot, and I was very exhausted by the end of the second day. I remember the third day being kind of hard to get through. So this was really not that big of a difference as for the number of days, but this year I haven't attended as many lectures or sessions. I haven't attended as many sessions as I did last year, so there's been a lot of air in my Adobe Max schedule this year, which is, I'm not gonna say that it's because there wasn't a lot of interesting things to take part of. It's probably more a matter of me I didn't plan ahead quite as much this year as I did last year. So I did last Sunday I just did almost like a last minute, picked out what sessions I wanted to watch and take part of. But it's still, whatever. It's been very, very interesting, and I was just watching one on Adobe Express where I learned a lot and realized that I'm pretty much paying, because I got Canva Professional that I'm paying for, and I also pay for Creative Cloud with Adobe, and I have all the programs, which means I'm pretty much paying for the same thing when I pay for Canva as well as the Adobe Express program. Who knew? So I'm gonna look into that, and having used Canva a lot, I realized I already have a lot of the basics down for Adobe Express without even having ever opened Adobe Express before. And Adobe Express had a lot of finesses that I really, really liked, that I want to start to use. So yeah, I'm feeling very inspired. Oh, sorry, I got some fluff in my eye. Other than that, not much to tell. They were outside and hooked up the heating thing that they've been working on for past couple of weeks now. They did that earlier today, so that is finished. And I was outside and I talked to the guys and asked them what's the next step, and they told me that their job is now done. So the only thing that's left, which will concern me, is that they need to put isolations around all the tubes and stuff, and then they can cover it all up. So fingers crossed, they will the door tiling company will come tomorrow and do that, and hopefully even start to cover up all the things, because I'm so over this. They have dug up along my property, a little bit along the property of the house on the other side of the street, and across the street as well. And this means there's a big ditch across the street as well. And to cover that and to make it possible for smaller cars at least to pass, they have covered it with a huge metal plate. It's just that when a car drives over that plate, it goes up in one end and gadong down. And when the first set of wheels hits the plate, and then when the first set of wheels passes plate, and the second pair of wheels get on the plate, it goes up like this. So it's like gadong 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 each and every time they drive over that. And the sound of that is somehow, I don't know, relayed into this sound. It's like sitting inside a gong, a huge gong. And now also all the neighbor kids have realized that this plate is kind of, wobbling, and that they can hop on it to make that noise. So I've been running back and forth and out on the steps and stop doing that, please stop doing that, because it's so noisy and loud inside when you do that. So I'm very, very, very ready for that to be over now. So fingers crossed that they will finish it completely this week. Yeah, I really hope. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to talk about today. I'm knitting. I'm working on my there you go, the knitted purse. I've actually only tonight put the Victorian inspired cape in soaking it. It's about time. So I'm doing that tonight, and hopefully I will be able to finish that entire project and photograph it sometime during next week. Fingers crossed for that as well. Oh, I got a package today. I ordered, I think, 5? Yeah, I think it was 5 different fluorescent yarn dyes. So I'm very excited to try those as well. So I'm really hoping that I will have a good night's sleep, that I will wake up not feeling sick, not having a terrible headache, and just because I got a lot of stuff that I want to do at home tomorrow. I also need to film this week's knitting podcast tomorrow. So I'm really hoping that tomorrow will be a really good day. And yeah, so let's hope so. I'm gonna finish here. I've been talking for almost 10 minutes now, so it's about time I just zip it. I've still got one more session on Adobe to watch tonight, and it'll be over for this year. Oh, it went by so fast. Adobe Max, I shall miss you. Anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.